Good morning, everybody.
Here we go.
What's happening?
Where's the song?
What, you want the song? Ah, you missed the song. Let me give him the song. He said he wanted the song. Let's get it. Hey! Good morning, everybody. Who did I miss this morning? Who's the first person? Ricky Rakan, you the first one. Alan Henny's, the barber Sammy, what's happening? Mr. Black Blay, Gladys Morales Smith, the hair tailor, Joey Exclusive Cuts, Tattoo Barber, No Monkey Business, and 26 others joined. That is awesome. CG Features, Kano Cuts, Resurrection Cuts, Dope Sweatshirt, thank you very much. Teddy Love, Sophia Milagro, Losa Barber, Joey Exclusive Cuts. Tell them to tune in, you heard? Zan Koopa from Spain, all the way from Spain, thank you for tuning in. GC Class Cuts, Rodolfo, Way Cuts, Established 17, 7 others. Spence, good morning. Mino the Barber, Deke the Barber, I Fade to Black. Yo, good morning. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We are here. It is another Tyrik Talk Tuesday here at Premier Barber Institute. A couple people asked about my hoodie here. It's Teddy Love. He looks a little broken, but this is Teddy Love. So I'm rocking this today. This is how I'm feeling right now. But yes, I want to get started with today's Tyrik Talk Tuesdays. Guys, we got 78 people in here. Hit the paper plane. Share it with people in your DM box. Let people know that we're here. People are still joining, so I definitely appreciate you guys for doing that already. I wanted to say that today the polls are open. It is important. It's very, very important that you guys go out and take the time to vote. It's important for a couple different reasons. I know a lot of us may feel like, oh, it doesn't directly affect me. And maybe some of our younger students feel like, I'm 18, it doesn't really matter. But in the next 4 years, you're not going to be 18. In the next 8 years, you're not going to be 18 years old. So it does directly affect when you're voting, especially right now, because these are the people that you can have a direct connection with that are in the office that speak to other people in the legislative branch. So it's important that you are voting for the right people that you can connect with. Let me give you an example why voting is so important. Really a personal example of why voting is very, very important. When I worked in Delaware, I worked at a barber school. It's called American Beauty Academy. It was the only school in Delaware. And at that time, there was a problem with licensing for barbers and cosmetologists in Delaware. There's only one school, and people who lived in Dover had to travel 2 hours to get to school, and further. And further. That's just Dover. Delaware is a lot longer than that. And then so when we went to try to fix some of the issues that were going on, we needed to be able to talk to somebody in office that can hear our voice as licensed professionals. So the problem would say, to fix the problem, it'd be very simple to say, hey, in order to fix the licensing law, you got to have schools. Well, it's very costly to open up a school. There are laws that some people can't abide by, and just the amount of money that it takes to open a school. That's a simple solution to a complex issue. Does that make sense? Oh, just open up a school. That'll fix the problem. But it doesn't necessarily work that way. And so, some people always complain about issues or complain about problems. And we need to be the type of people that find a solution to an issue, not necessarily focus on the problem. Identify the problem, but focus on it. So what we did, it was myself, D. Reed, Brandy, Ed Gillespie, and another brother who was down there, that we went to the legislative branch. We sat with the state board, we sat at the office, and we came to a conclusion that we need to be able to fix the licensing problem in Delaware. Now, if you say, oh, just throw everybody in jail who's breaking the law, who's cutting illegally, that's going to affect a lot of people's house incomes, kids, providing people resort to crime. So throwing them in jail wasn't the problem. Finding them wasn't the problem. How can we fix it? So we found the people who worked illegally for 5 years, gave them an opportunity to grandfather themselves. If they paid taxes and proved that they were earning an income as a barber or a stylist in 5 years, they could go ahead and grandfather themselves in to get their licenses. That was a solution to the problem. But it only worked because we had somebody in office that we can sit down with. It was Joe Biden's son, who was the person in charge. And then when we got there, the governor came and he signed the law House bill to change the law in Delaware. It was the only law of its kind. And what it did was it enabled people to get a hybrid license. Basically, you go to school for about 2 hours a day in the morning. You would get your practical, or your theory rather, and then you would go co-op at a shop that would offer your hours and sign them off. It was a solution to the problem. But that would not have happened had we not had somebody in office who was willing to listen to us and help fix the solution to the problem. So it's really, really important that you vote. Know the issues, know what you're voting for, know what you want, and the people that you think are going to benefit you in office or benefit what you need. As a licensed professional, as an entrepreneur, as a practitioner, it's important to know how this directly affects you, your business, and your family. So get out and vote. It's open till 8 o'clock tonight. It is your civic duty to do that. Don't just vote for the popular people. And again, when you vote, don't be bickering with people who they voted for and who they didn't vote for. We're adults. We all have our own opinion. We need to base it off the things that we need for our community. Your vote does matter. Some people didn't have the right to vote. We have the opportunity to vote. Let's take advantage of that opportunity and position ourselves so we can have the right people in office that we can go and talk to when we have an issue that directly affects us as a community and as a business. All right, so that is my vote talk for this morning. I appreciate you guys for listening. Remember, please share this so we can get started. It's important to have someone in office that's willing to listen to you, how that directly affects you. Like I said, for us, it wasn't about the problem. It was about finding a solution to the problem. That one school wasn't the only solution to the problem. As a matter of fact, that school has since closed down. I left that school 10 months after I left, the school shut down. That school has shut down, and now that it's shut down, because that law is in effect, people can still earn their license. Okay, so we actually fixed an issue that was happening in Delaware. And if you don't like laws, you can sign a petition. You can get people to rally against something that you don't like or change a law. You have to go through legislation to change your barbering and your professional laws. If you're a barber, you're a cosmetologist, and you don't like a specific law in your profession, you can get that law changed if you get the people, your peers, to join forces and connect with legislation to change that law, because laws are only changed through legislation. They don't change at the state board level. The state board level only enforces those laws. So if you want the right people in place that are going to listen to you as a profession, then you need to get out and vote. That's really, really important. So I want to move forward. Last week we talked a little bit about kingdom mindset, and when the king, we talked about Game of Thrones. When you're the king, you need a hand. The hand is the 5 influences around you, and you need a hand to lean on. Who are those advisors? Who are you talking to? Who are you directly speaking with that's able to give you information to help you make the right types of decision for your kingdom, for your business? And the hand was honesty, accountable, someone who's nominated so you can appoint that person as somebody as a part of your hand and dedicated to your vision as it pertains to your kingdom, your household, your business, your family, your community, whatever that may be. And when you have a business, when you have a family, when you have a community, what you want is the business, the community, the household to be self-managing. Example, self-managing. We have red lights and green lights outside, right? You go down the street, red light, it turns red, it turns yellow, it turns green. Those are self-managing systems. Somebody's behind the thing, making sure that everything's working correctly, but they're self-managing. Those lights are very, very important because they regulate traffic for us. If we didn't have lights, it would be chaotic. Everybody's trying to get somewhere, and nobody's place is more important than our own. And so we need something to help regulate the traffic. We need something that's going to help manage us as we're traveling from point A to point B to get from one destination to the next. So it's important that there's a stop, go, it controls the speed limit. All of those regulations help to get us where we need to go so that we get there safely. It's important that you have lights, green lights, and stop lights. Does this make sense? If you don't have them, then it's chaotic. People are just trying to get beep, 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 beep. Everybody's trying to get somewhere, and nobody's place is more important than your own, right? You see it when you're driving, somebody's driving past you, flipping you the bird, because they're where they're going is more important than you because you're driving too slow. It actually happened to us this morning. Some guy drove past, and we're driving the speed limit. He's mad at us. It's raining, it's foggy. We want to be cautious, but somebody's flipping us off and beeping past us, and we weren't doing anything wrong. So it's important that those traffic signs, they help regulate. That's a self-managing system. Important to understand. In your business, you want your business to come, and when you have your business and it's on, you want it to be self-managing. You don't want to have to do every single thing that goes on. For example, when you turn the light switch on, and the electricity comes on, right? And it comes on, and then the lights come on. You're not back there wiring it, putting it together. Every day I got to put this wire together. So no, you trust that when you hit the light turns on and your electricity works. Makes sense, right? Same thing. That's a self-sustaining system. You're paying for electricity. You want the electricity to run. It's supposed to work the way it's supposed to work. At home, you want to believe that your kids will do their chores, that the idea whoever's at home is cooking and cleaning and doing, doesn't matter, male or female, doesn't matter. Whoever's at home should be doing housework. Whoever's not at home should be doing other things to help make sure that the house can be sustainable and being taken care of. Doesn't matter who it is, male or female. If you're both working, then you're both contributing to the house. You're both working to pay for the house. It's a reciprocated thing, but it should be self-managing. It should happen. It should work. That when you turn the faucet on, it works. If it doesn't work, then you got to call a plumber to fix it. Things need to be working the way they need to work. In your business, it needs to be self-managing. A lot of people are struggling with, Tyrik, my barbershop, these guys aren't listening. The barbers, they ain't doing what they got to do. What do I got to do? Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of reasons why some of these businesses, and I would say a high percentage of them, I think it's the mindset of the individuals that own the shop isn't imparting the mindset needs to have or the vision for their kingdom into the people that they're directly hiring. So it's important that you understand how this works. As my career, Tyrik, as my career is growing in different areas, I was a cosmetology student. I was a barber apprentice. I was a barber at a barbershop. I became a barber manager. Then I went from a barber manager. I was a shop owner. Then I was a barber instructor. Then I worked at a school. Then I became a multiple shop owner, and I was in competitions and teaching and traveling. And then I took an 8-year hiatus to focus on my shops and focus on school so that way one day I could open a school. Now I'm a school owner, and now I'm speaking more. I'm talking to students in front of students on a daily basis. I'm continuing to evolve. As my career is evolving, if you're directly connected to me in some way, shape, or form, whether you're a student, whether you're a barber manager, somebody who works at my shop, somebody who works in my school, you should also be evolving to another level. You should be looking at the steps that I'm taking, the things that I'm doing, and saying, okay, if I want to be an instructor or owner, then maybe I should be doing what you're doing to position myself to be an owner. Maybe I don't want to be a school owner. Maybe I'm cool with just working at the school, but maybe I want to be the campus director. What do I have to do to learn to be the campus director? If you're a barber that works at one of my shops, you say, hey, you know what? I think I want to manage the barber shop. And so I need to start doing the things that managers do so I can put myself in a position to manage, understand what that's like, so I can own and operate one day. So that way when I open my own shop, the people respect me and how I function as an owner or a manager. So this is important. Let me give you a visual of what I think a lot of people think takes place. And so they think that what happens is, you know what, today I'm gonna own the barbershop. And so back in the day, there used to be a clap on. You remember the clap on, clap off? What did clap on, clap off do?
Clap your hands, the lights.
Clap your hands, the lights would turn off. So I think a lot of people think that today I'm gonna open up, I'm gonna open up my own shop. And so what they do is, boom. They think that now, because I want to be an owner, they're in the dark. They don't know how to function and operate as an owner. So they're in the dark. They're just in there every day cutting, doing what I got to do. And then one day, today is the day I want to be an owner. And they think that by turning on the light switch, now I'm an owner. But you haven't functioned as an owner in the last 2-3 years of your career. You haven't functioned as a manager. It does not work that way. When you just decide in your mind, today I want to be an owner, and you walk into the shop, I'm an owner now. Now you have to function as an owner, but you haven't done it in the last few years. So you open up a shop and you're in the shop working, and the shop's working because you're there working it. You're in there, they respect you, you're in there, you're doing the work. But then when you walk away to open the next thing, as your career is elevating to the next level, you go into this next place, this next shop, or whatever the case may be, then the other shop starts falling apart. I've seen it in my own business, but you have to have self-managing systems in place. We're going to talk a little bit about it, but it's important that you understand that as you walk away from one business, the other business should continue to operate and function as a business. Things shouldn't stop because the owner went to another location. Self-managing, it should be running, it should be on autopilot, it should be operating like a well-greased machine. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't happen that way because people who are directly working in the shop, they're not functioning in that. And there's a couple reasons why I personally believe that people aren't functioning in the ownership management part of their mind, because this ain't mine. This is your barbershop. This ain't my school. This is your school. This ain't my house. This is your house. And so there's no ownership to what you're doing. There's no ownership to the position or the opportunity that the kingdom that you're in, you are a part of. And so, as an owner, you have to function in ownership responsibilities before you get the ownership. As an educational director, you have to begin to take ownership of the things that need to be done and do them so you can position yourself. That way, when you get the job, you already are functioning in it. You know how to do it. In a school, as a student, I'm functioning as a student, but I need to function as a professional, because when I get out into the professional business, I want to work somewhere where somebody would be willing to hire a young professional. Last week we talked about when I was a child, I spoke as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Recess isn't important anymore. High school and gym isn't important anymore. We are living our lives. We are in the career phase of our life. For some of you students, you're transitioning from one career to another. For some of you, you're transitioning from high school and work life into a career that's positioning you to be a licensed professional. You need to begin to function as a professional, the way you talk, the way you handle yourself, the things that you're doing. Systems are so important, and you need to function in those types of systems. So how do we do that? How is it that we can position ourselves to become the best part of a system or a kingdom mindset so that we can run the business, so we can be the professional that we need to be? This question is for the leaders, for the shop owners, for the school directors, for anyone who is in leadership over people. If the leadership, the owner or the manager, can articulate the vision of the business, if they can tell you and show you and help you to understand what the vision of the business is, and you, as the practitioner or the person working in there, are working within your personal skill set, your strength, your skill set, and focus on the vision. So as a leader, I got to give you the vision. I got to articulate what that vision is. You as an instructor, you as a barber manager, you as a barber at the shop, you as a barber student. If I can articulate what the vision is for you, you're working within your skill set and you understand what that vision is. It can be a well-oiled machine. The problem is that you have people working outside of their skill set and they're working in a dysfunctional business because there's no vision for the business. The owner has not properly articulated what the vision for the business, for the school, for the shop, for the family is. They have not said, this is who we are, this is what we do. And they haven't demonstrated how to do it. So that's where a lot of the problem is. We think that because you have a teacher license, for a school owner, you have a teacher's license. Well, because you have a teacher's license, I can't expect that you should know how to teach. I don't know where you got your training from. I have no idea where you got your license from. I don't know what you did. In some states, people are just buying them. I don't know what you're capable of doing. It is my job as a school owner to articulate the vision of the school, to talk to the instructor and say, this is what we are here to do. Can you perform that? And then give them tools to be an effective educator. That's my job as the leader and the owner of the school. As the owner of a barbershop, I need to say, hey guys, this is the vision of our business. This is who we are. This is what we represent. I need to know what each person's skill set is. If you're the talker, I obviously need you up front because I need you to be able to communicate with everyone when they walk in the door. Very important to have you up front. If you're the introverted person that's in the back, maybe I need to get you next to the person who's the talker so they can open you up a little bit, get you a little bit more comfortable so you can begin to build your skill set up and learn how to speak to people as they come in. Instead of putting you in the back where you never talk to anybody, then you don't grow. So I need to be able to articulate the vision of the business so that way the business is functioning in the way that I need it to function when I'm not there. It needs to be a well-oiled machine. It needs to be self-managing. It needs to be self-sustaining. Are y'all following me? So how, as a leader, do you do that? Let me ask you a simple question. I've asked it before, but let me ask this group. If you want to gather nuts, what do you hire? A squirrel. Why would you hire a squirrel? Say that again? Because that's what they do. Now, could you train a monkey to gather nuts? You could. It'll do it. Because if it knows that it's going to get a banana at the end of doing what you asked it to do, it will do. Are you rewarding people when you're training them up? So you can hire a monkey to do it. It'll do it. But a squirrel's going to do it just because that's what it does. So when you're trying to gather nuts, when you're hiring people and you're putting people in a position to run your business, or you're involved in family dealings or in school dealings, you want to hire people that have a skill set that works for the business and then put them in position so that way they can thrive in that position. Are y'all following me? It's important to do that. Too many people are just hiring people. Oh, you got a license? Bet. Here's it. Chairs $150 a week. I got you. I'm just expecting that you know what you got to do. It doesn't work that way. When I worked at American Beauty Academy, which was a corporate business, because I worked I was self-employed since I was 18 years old. I worked in the barbershop fresh out of high school at the cosmetology school. I've been a barber I'm 26 years of my life. So I've been self-employed forever. But when I worked at a school, it was a corporate mindset. So I had to understand how corporations work, how the corporate mindset is, and what their expectations. The thing that I hated about it is when I worked in the corporate sector, there was no training. You're the teacher? Great. Go ahead and teach. Well, how do you want me to teach? Is there a way that you would like for me to teach? Is there a system for your school? Is there a way that you want me to be able to share the information that's branded American Beauty Academy or Paul Mitchell or Empire Beauty or whatever? Is there a way that it's supposed to be done? I have to be able to make sure that our instructors are teaching and delivering the information in the way that I think it needs to be given, so that way our students are getting it consistently throughout the program. You understand what I'm saying? It's not, oh, you got a license, boom, you got the job. That's the problem. Most people come in and they think that because you have a license or you say that you can do a certain thing, boom, you got the job. You go in and you don't work. I mentioned Walmart last week. People suck. Those are the people who don't want to work, but they need a job. So they show up to work. Not everybody. If your mom works at Walmart, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about her. What I am saying is if you go there are people that are miserable at Walmart. And you're in there with a miserable experience. But when you go to Neiman Marcus, everyone's happy. They're in a good mood. They're sitting there. They're dressed out. Hey, how can I help you? The experience is totally different because they're actually people who are enjoying what they're doing. If your people that work for you aren't enjoying what they're doing, they're not going to last long, and there's going to be a high turnaround volume. Doesn't matter what it is. They come in for the paycheck, and once the paycheck, it is, hey, look, I'm out. Like I just say, it ain't worth this job. You have to put people in position, and then you have to empower them. So how does that work? How do you do that? The question would be to the owner, to the shop owner, to the school director, to the leader of the business, the leader of the household, or the family. It doesn't matter. Whoever I'm talking to, you'll know that I'm talking to you. Are you igniting people's potential? Are you igniting and empowering someone's potential? What does that mean? To ignite something is to kickstart it. The ignition, it does what? When you turn the key, the ignition hits and it starts the engine so it gets the car running. You're igniting the car. It's getting it going. You're igniting a fire. It's a little, you're trying to get it going, boom, and then the fire starts. You're igniting something. You're getting something started and you're pushing. But are you igniting their potential? What does that mean? I mentioned it last week, but I wanted to talk a little bit more on how this works. You have people, especially nowadays, we have a lot of younger people that are social media savvy. They're on their phones. This is life. If they check their phone, you can see that they've been on their phone 10 hours a day, okay? And they did nothing for the other 20 to 14. Didn't do anything. They slept 8. They was on their phone 10 hours a day. Some of them were up at 4 in the morning still on their phone. But this is life. This has become life. How do you take a person with that skill set, put them in your business, teach them to function as a professional, and utilize what they're good at to help move the business forward? You got to ignite their potential. You got to encourage people. Okay? So here's what I mean by igniting potential. I'm getting itchy thinking about this kind of stuff. So I remember when I was a kid, I was raised by my mom, and my mom made sure that we had chores done. Anybody in here have chores? Okay, anybody had chores? Okay, I know I had plenty of chores. I had to do everything. So I remember when I got kicked home, I got sent home from school. I got kicked out of school for fighting. And my mom woke me up every single day, like school, and I took lunch break at lunchtime, and I kept working until the end of the day was over, and then I was on punishment. But when she woke me up in the morning, I was painting the banister, painting the radiators. I was painting for 10 days. Everything that needed to be painted. So my mom said, oh, time to get up for school. I had to get up, put my work clothes on. She got me up, no breakfast. You don't like to eat the breakfast before you go to school? You ain't eating breakfast today. Time to get over here. You'll eat at lunchtime. See, this banister needs painted. She made me paint it. And I couldn't spill paint. I mean, I had to be very detailed, make sure I didn't mess it up. Paint the radiators. The whole house smelled like new paint. For 10 days, I was 10 days out of school suspension. And then after 3:30, when school was out, then I was on punishment. Go to your room. That was my 10-day out of school suspension. It wasn't go to your room, watch TV, play video games, and do that. No, I was working 10 days in-house suspension. Okay? Not to mention, I got a beating for beating somebody up. But if I'd have lost, then my dad would have beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make sense. Anyway, I had chores to do. I had to do the dishes. I had to do the bathroom. My thing was the bathroom. I'm the bathroom dude. I can clean the bathroom. I had no problem cleaning the bathroom. I hated dishes. I hated folding laundry, but I can do it all because my mom trained me on how to do it. Here's where igniting potential is a problem. My mom was instilling in me how to be a good husband at an early age. As far as the house goes, you have to clean. You got to take care of things around the house. You got to do things. It's important that you're helping, you're serving, doing things around the house that need to be done. Light bulb needs switched, fix it. The toilet's clogged, plunge it. If it's broken, you got to take it apart and fix a little piece. She was teaching me how to be a good husband. And if not, at least be able to take care of myself and be self-sustaining without having to rely on anybody else to do the work for me. Does this make sense? My mom was training me up to do things. I did everything. Mopped, swept, cleaned, cooked. I'm a good cook too, by the way. I'm throwing down in the kitchen. Paint, you name it. Anything that has to do with the house for cleaning, maintenance, and stuff like just simple stuff. My mom taught me how to do that. She was igniting my potential. Is it something that I wanted to do? No. But she brought something in me because she knew that down the road, it would be very important for me to be able to do. So when you're hiring somebody in your barbershop, are you igniting their potential? Are you teaching them how to communicate with their clients effectively? Are you teaching them that, hey, although you didn't make a mess, your client made a mess in the bathroom. You need to make sure the bathroom's clean because we have other guests that are coming into our place. The toilet paper needs to be replaced. Your mirror looks silly. Your mirror should be cleaned off. Things that you should be learning on how to own and operate a business, you should be also learning the business way of doing things, the household way, the business way. And all of that stuff was in preparation to make me a better, more effective husband, spouse, or even just an individual so I didn't have to rely on somebody else. If I didn't learn how to cook, who was going to cook for me? Nobody. I would have to find somebody to cook or spend all my money going out to eat. So I had to learn how to do this. And so here's what happens. You have a parent that will give a chore to a kid. It's your job to clean the tub. And then some parents, especially nowadays, you don't do it right, forget it, I got it. I'll do it. And so instead of taking the 15, 20 minutes, and then you'll talk to them, why are you cleaning the tub? I thought you asked them to do it. Well, because they don't do it right, and I need it done right. Okay? So then take 20 minutes, a half hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it takes to teach them how to do it right, so that way you don't have to do it. Why are you mopping the floor? Because they don't mop the floor right. Well, they're not mopping the floor right because you're not igniting their potential. You're not helping them to learn how to do it correctly, so it frees you up. If it frees you up, this is why this is so powerful. This is why this is so powerful. If you're empowering your children to do the chores around the house, to make them better at home life, it frees you up to do the other things that are more important for you to take care of your house. If I'm igniting the potential of the barber that works at my business, it frees me up because the shop can run itself, and now I can open up more doors to create more opportunity for other people and do other things. Does this make sense? But if I'm doing all the work, I can't be here in front of you live. My shops are running right now. If I didn't empower the people or ignite their potential and teach them how to run the business and make it self-sustaining and self-managing, I wouldn't be here in front of you live at Premier Barber Institute because I would be too busy putting toilet paper up, making sure the mirrors are clean, making sure that I'm standing in front of everybody at the shop. But the reason some of you are still at the barber shop when you're trying to go to the next level in your career is because you haven't made your business self-managing and self-sustaining. You're not igniting their potential. You're like the parent that says, hey, I need you to do this. And when they don't do it, forget it. Or they don't do it right, forget it. I'll just do it. You don't know how to do it. I'll do it. Then you complain, because I get it. They DM me, they talk to me. These guys don't listen. Are you taking the time to train your people? So when you open the second, third, fourth barbershop, you have a system in place that people can follow and your business can be self-managing. You're too busy cutting hair because you cut everybody and you're the sharpest guy in the shop that you're not taking the time to step back from cutting hair, put those clients in other people's chairs, train them so they can be the professional that you need so you can continue to operate as a business that's growing. But you're behind the chair doing all the cuts, and these guys, they don't clean up. And all you do complain about, man, I can't hire nobody. Everybody I hired ain't no good. But you're not igniting their potential. You're the mom who says, clean the tub. And then when the tub's not clean right, you're saying, forget it, I'll just do it myself. Because you don't know what you're doing. That's the wrong mindset. You have to ignite people's potential. Shop life. Shop life is important. Things need to be done. Trash, mirrors, bathrooms, floors, whatever systems you have in place. They're important to that people are functioning in the way that they are so that way they can run. If you don't have a system in place, you need one. I will tell you what we do for chores at the shop. This is really simple. So we have everybody's name. You know, Ray, Sean, Jenny, Miguel, Iris. Iris is my mom. She got chores too. Iris. You just go down the list of names. And then you have chores designated on like a magnet right next to it. And every week it just rotates and then it goes back to the top. So everybody gets a fair shot at doing what needs to be done at the barbershop. And if a job doesn't get done, it's like the entire body. When your business is not functioning, one part of the body affects the entire body. Have you ever stubbed your toe? You ever walked in the middle of the night to the bathroom and came back in the room and stubbed your toe? Your whole entire body is affected by it. Right? You're going in convulsions. You want to yell and scream in the middle of the night, but you don't wake nobody up, so you're like. And this is what you're going through when you stub your toe. It affects your entire body. So when one person doesn't do their chore, it affects the entire school. It affects the entire shop. It affects the entire business. People need to function in their function, whatever that chore is for the week, they need to do it. And if they're not doing it, then you know who needs a little bit more help. You need to help your business so you can grow. And if you're growing, you're putting more people, as you're elevating, people beneath you, people beside you should be elevating with you. Especially the ones who want to. If they're not, then maybe it's because you're not igniting the people's potential. And I promise you this, if you are igniting people's potential, if you are investing in the lives of the people who work for you or directly connected to you or work around you, they will stay longer. They almost feel obligated because you've done so much for them. They don't want to leave. It's almost like a guilt thing. Like if I leave, man, this ain't going to be a good thing because he's been so good to me. He's helped me get from point A to point B to point C. I'm over here at J. But before I got here, I was stuck on B. And he's really helped me to get through a better B, a better C, a better D. And I'm already in the middle of the alphabet trying to get to Z. But because I've been around this person, he's been igniting my potential, making me better. I'm getting through the alphabet, metaphorically speaking, better than I was prior to connecting with this person. Is this making sense? As an owner, as a leader, as a manager, you have to be able to take the time away from the cutting, from the doing, to ignite the potential of the people who work around you, to make them better, to build them up so that they can run your business and it can be a well-oiled machine. You have to ignite people's potential. Too many people want end results, right? But they don't know how to get to the end. You see the end. On Instagram, you see the end result of the haircut. And you're like, man, that's a great haircut. But you didn't see the beginning of it. You don't know what they did to get to the end. And so you're trying to emulate, and I talked about that before, you're trying to emulate an end result. Let me give you a visual of how important this is. So this is a mannequin shear. It's not a really good quality shear. It's kind of tight. It doesn't fit right. It doesn't have nothing spectacular about this, okay? Really nothing spectacular about this. However, it's a mannequin shear. I don't want to spend a lot of money on a shear and put it on a mannequin head and damage my shear. Does that make sense? Too many people are going out and they're spending the money on this. This is a Mizutani shear. Now, I don't have a problem with Mizutani. I like their stuff. The craftsmanship looks really good. But they're spending thousands of dollars on shears and don't even know how to really function this shear. Let me tell you something. If you can't cut with this shear, you definitely can't cut with this shear. It's simple. If you don't have the proper technique on how to use this shear effectively, there's no point in investing money in this shear because this shear is not going to make you any better. Will it cut the hair smoother? Yes. Is it going to fit better in your hand? Absolutely. But you're not going to cut the hair any better if you don't have the technique to work with this one. It's real important. This is very, very simple. I would advise somebody to go and buy a middle grade shear and learn how to cut. If this is not good enough, you still got to learn how to cut with this before you invest all of your money in this. You're talking $1,000 shear, you're talking $80 shear, $30 shear, whatever. If I learn how to use this tool effectively and I get to learn it the best way that I can and become better with this, then as I increase my finances because I'm getting better, I can invest it in something like this and feel better about what I'm doing. Does this make sense? Does it make sense? Too many people, they say, oh, I'm going to go buy these Hanzos, or I'm going to go buy these Mizutanis, or I'm going to go buy these Castro shears because they $1,000 shears and I got to be the boy in the shop with the $1,000 shears. But you can't cut. I had a barber work for me. He went and bought some Hanzo shears. And I looked at it. I said, you bought a pair of them Hanzo shears? And he knew the look. The look wasn't a good look. And it wasn't a discouraging, but I was just like, you bought them? You happy with them? He's like, yeah, they nice. The boy can't cut with shears. It doesn't make any sense to me, and he's still paying for me. Every month he makes a bill, he paid the bill. $1,100 shears. I'm like, bro, you can't even cut with shears. And then the classes that he take don't teach him how to cut with shears. It don't make sense to me. If you can't cut with this, there's no point in you buying this. I'm just saying. Real simple. Again, you got to learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like a professional. Artist. There it is. Learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like a professional artist. Now, here's another thing. You go out, this is what? a $60 clipper, I don't know, right? Something like that, $50, $60. The problem is you think that if I go and I buy this clipper, I'm gonna be the bull because I got the masters. If you can't cut with this, you're gonna cut the same way with the other clipper. And then you go out and buy this clipper because it's cordless and it cuts slower, and then you're really struggling because you can't even get through it because take you too long to get through a haircut, and then your battery start dying. Then you got to plug it in. You might as well stay with the corded clipper in the first place. It don't make sense to me. Stop being illusion. You want the end result because your favorite barber is using cordless clipper, so you go buy this clipper, but he knows how to use it. You're still learning how to use it. People in your business don't know how to run your business because you haven't taught them how to run the business. You have not ignited their potential. So you want to go buy this because this is popping. It's popping. I need this. I need a magic clip. Oh, and I need to hit Kano up so I can get that ceramic blade on there and zero gap it. But you can't even cut with the regular clipper that plugs into the wall. This is going to have sustainable power the entire haircut, and you cut an hour haircut. It don't make sense to me. This is going to die out in about 3-4 haircuts if you cut an hour head. Okay? You have to learn how to utilize what you have. If you're not being taught how to use it, you need to learn how to do the job. Just because you have the license to do it doesn't mean that you can do it in that place. Each business is different. They function differently. You as an owner, as a leader, shouldn't expect people to just, oh, you got the license? Good. You know what you have to do. No, let me tell you how we do stuff. And I need to know if you're okay with doing that because this is how we do stuff. Empower them, ignite their potential, make them better so they can run your business for you, so you can open new ventures, new businesses, so that as you're growing, they can grow with you. That's the idea. Example. People on Instagram, I need my haircuts to be to be the bomb. So they go out. This is my camera. This is what I use. It's an A7 Mark II. This lens right here is $2,000. It's an 85 1.4 G series lens. $2,000 lens. It's a $1,500 body, right? I can take amazing photos with this camera. I can take amazing photos. And I got this $30 light. If you saw the video, it takes amazing photos. I can do this. I teach my students how to use the camera and the light to take amazing photos. If you can't do this and take pictures to make them look good, there's no point in buying this. There's no point. You want the end result, but you don't even know how to work. This got functions that I still don't even know how to work. I'll talk to my photographer about it to become better at it. It's important that you learn the rules, and so I'm going to classes to learn how to use my camera more effectively. I'm going to places to learn how to do that. I learned how to take a picture with my cell phone and a light because a photographer taught me that. He ignited my potential, which made my pictures look better, which got people's attention, and now we have people on the live feed. Effects apps. He ignited my potential. He said, you need to record what you're doing and put it out. So what did he do? He captured those recordings. He started narrating them and putting them in a little video clip so that you guys can see what I'm already doing every day. Igniting my potential. Taking me to the next level. You have to have influencers around you that are helping you to get to the next level, that are investing in you. And it should be reciprocated. You should be investing back into those people that are in your business. So if you're an owner, you need to invest in the people that work for you. If you work for someone, you need to be invested in that business. And how can you help serve them in a better capacity so that you can grow as an individual? Don't go into the business thinking, oh, I just cut hair. I pay my chair rent. That's it. You have the wrong mentality. Then you want to know why you're not growing, why you're not put in a position of management. You've been there 5 years and the guy who's been here 2 years gets the management position because you're not doing something to position yourself. Maybe the owner's not igniting your potential, but what can you do to position yourself to help ignite the people around you so that you could be a better manager for the business, to help the business be self-sustaining, self-managing, a well-oiled machine? We come in with the mindset that this is your business, I'm just here. I pay my chair rent, leave me alone. It's the wrong mentality. What are you doing to position yourself better? And how is the owner doing it? If they're not doing it, have the conversation with them. Maybe they don't know how. Tell them to tune in to Tyrik Talk Tuesday. They might learn something. Hit the share button. Let them know. Share this video with them. Maybe they'll say, maybe I as an owner could do better. If I'm trying to go to the next position in my career, maybe I can do better. Maybe there's some things that I need to do better to ignite somebody's potential, to have them working in my business. And then what are you doing for the owner to help them? See, we can't go into it expecting an end result, but you're not planting any seeds where you're eating. You're not in there, putting in, depositing where you're withdrawing. You have no deposit, no withdrawal. If you don't put anything in the bank, you can't get nothing out. So you can't go into the business and take, and not give, and deposit back into the business. I had a conversation, staff meeting yesterday with a couple of guys. And they were saying, Tyrik, we would like a little bit more support from you as the owner. And I said, look, I'll support you. What do you want? And they said, well, we want to pass out flyers. Here's the reality is that I'm not in the barbershop. I'm in the school every day. So the business already has been running itself. It takes you to step up and do what you need to do, and I'll help you. I will advise you. I will support you, even if it's financially uncertain. But you're a subcontractor. You rent a chair. You need to be out advertising. We already advertise. What are you doing to promote yourself? Nothing will ever replace physical touch. I need to shake your hand. I need to give you something. I need to hug you. Nothing will ever replace that. Okay? Real simple. But we have technology that can connect with people in different ways. It's important that you utilize all the things that are available to you, the resources that you have, so that you can build your business. I put this up yesterday and I put it in my stories today. I want to read it to you. Barber words of the day. If you rent a chair at the shop and the shop has electricity and running water and you complain about it being slow, it isn't the shop that's slow. It's your marketing skills. If you're really about your business, your booth rent should be made on the first day back to work, Monday or Tuesday. Every other day should be profit. Oh yeah, and social media is free. Instead of posting pics of your sneakers, a bottle of Ciroc, post a haircut and hashtag it. I had put this out and I made this probably, I don't know, maybe 3.5 years ago, but I put it back up yesterday. It's more than hashtagging now. It's important that you're going out to do things to bring business in. One of the barbers said, well, if we put flyers together and 3 guys don't want to do it, they're going to reap the benefits of us. I said, so you're gonna cut your nose off to spite your face? Because they don't want to participate in it, you're not gonna go and market yourself and fill your chair up? Go out and market, share, flyers, talk to people, whatever you gotta do to build your business. There's things you can do while you're in the shop, messing up your timeline that you can help. You can post on Yelp and Google, really important. There's so many different things that you can do to help grow your business, but you're not even doing the minimum that's required, just the minimum that's required. But you want the owner to jump through hoops and do all this other stuff. At one point, I was in the shop every single day. I'm not in the shop every day. You need to take owner. The machine's running. People are there. The lights are on. The electric's running. The water's running. We're good to go. If something breaks, it gets fixed immediately. Like, what are you talking about? The business is running. You need to go out and get clients, and you need to continue to do that because some of you don't have good, strong retention skills. And they say, well, we got to do incentives. Like, I was like, what you mean? We should be doing like a discounted day or a give back day. I said, we do. And when I asked the other barbers, what are the ways that we give back? Everybody said, we have an incentive loyalty card on our app. Free $5 after five haircuts. The 15 haircut is free. If you download the app right now, you get 2 stamps. It's a $50 value. Those are incentives. We are offering them. But you're not doing the minimum that we already have. So you want to know why your retention is low? Because you're not doing what we already have. I've ignited the potential. People who are doing it have been growing. The people who aren't doing it, they're not growing. It's very simple. So you have to identify with it, and maybe it needs to be taught a different way. So as a leader, as an owner, ignite the potential, position them, and help them so that they can be better. So what were some of the things that we talked about? Go out and vote today. Make sure you take the time to go out and vote. Your voice is important. If you want to change laws or you want to be effective in your community with the laws that are being changed, you need somebody that you can have a conversation with, that you can sit down and have a conversation with that can help influence whatever change you're trying to create local in your community or in your area. That's very, very important. You have to be willing to listen as well as listen to people that are around you. If you're trying to build a kingdom or something in your business, you need to make sure that you have people that you can rely on, influences that you can connect with that's going to help you make good decisions. And it has to be reciprocated. You have to be able to invest in them so they can invest back in you so that the kingdom or your business can continue to grow in the manner in which you want it to grow. Also, remember, in igniting people's potential, you have to find their strengths. Position them so they can use their strengths for your business and for theirs. And then teach them how to get to the next level. If you're not teaching people how to get to the next level, then what happens is your business becomes and remains stagnant. You don't ever see real growth in your business. You as a business owner don't grow. And so you're like, how am I going to get to this next place in my career? And you can't, because you haven't invested in the people that work for you. Connect with them. Find out what's going on in their personal lives. Help them to become better financially, emotionally, spiritually. Connect with them. Build them up so that you can make them better. If you're making them better, your business is going to be better. And then they almost feel guilty that they have to stay there for a while with you. You know, I use the example of having chores. Don't be the owner that tells somebody, that delegates somebody to do something and doesn't train them on how to do it. Because if they don't do it right, then you become the owner that tells them you're not doing a good enough job. You don't know what you're doing. Forget it. I'll do it myself. And that's not encouraging. It's actually discouraging. So then the people around you are like, I don't want to do nothing because if I do it, he's going to yell at me because I don't ever do anything right. You don't want to be that person. So take time to invest in your guys, empower them, encourage them, build them up. This is Tyrik Talk Tuesday. I thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Remember, serve your needs by serving the needs of others. Al Hennies, thank you so much. Jay Brown, cut it. Thank you so much. Are there any questions that you guys may have here today? I appreciate your time. Ricky Rakan, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm willing. I have a few minutes that I can go ahead and answer a few questions. Thank you so much, guys. Legends Barbershop. Mental health is very important. Come to the barbershop to get your head right. I know that's right. That's a nice little slogan. As a matter of fact, in the Barber Evo magazine, I just wrote a column on mental awareness and mental health. Champs Barbers over in London, thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. Donnie Joseph over in California. I see you. It's 6:30. Well, it's probably like 7:30 now, but thank you for tuning in. Donna Moore, thank you so much. Big Al, appreciate you. Mike Clip, Sister to Sister Beauty, awesome. Thank you for sharing. Kodak Styles, thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Remember, just share it. It's not about the idea. It's how you implement the idea. Tell them pull up on Sunday. I don't know what that means. Football game? I don't know. Joey B. Your stylist. California new law may hurt the industry. Have you heard about it? Joey, yes, I did. And I talked a little bit about that law. Most of you guys need to set up your LLC so that way you can, and a payroll service. If you have a payroll service, that's all they're really concerned with, is you paying your taxes on it. So I am familiar with that law in California. There are a couple people that you can connect with out there. DM me and I will send you some of those resources on who you can connect with. Oh yeah, this Sunday, Major League event is going to be in Philadelphia. I will be there at Major League event. December the 9th, I will be in Florida with Bazio Cuts and Josh O.P. for an event down there. It's going to be phenomenal. I think we already sold 100 tickets for that one already. When I first started cutting hair, I had the exact mindset. This is why I connect with you, sir. Things you talk about and whatever you do, I write and is trying to build. Himati Artist, thank you so much, brother. I'll be tuning in more often. Awesome. Barbara Love. The hoodie though, you like that? Yeah, that's Teddy Love. Teddy Bear is broken right there. He's still in love, but he's broken. He's all right though. Appreciate it. Hit up Teddy Love. What's the name of the people who?
One Real City.
One Real City? The number one Real City. I put it in my stories. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Have an amazing December 9th. I will be in Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida. I'll be there. I'm excited to be there. I think I skipped some steps. No cheap scissors for me. Learn how to cut with them, though. Yeah, Smoking Barber all the way in the UK. I see you tuned in. Thank you so much. Seattle's in the house. So we got people all over the country tuned. If we aren't learning at our current shop and want to be the owner someday, what should we do? I lost it. What should... work somewhere else first? No, I wouldn't say you work somewhere else first. I was that guy. I worked at a shop and the owner really didn't, well, he ignited my potential. I started cutting hair. But when it came to the business side of things, I just learned as I observed. And then what I did is I took notes, and then I began to serve the business and began and offered, hey, I'll manage these guys. Hey, I'll manage the apprentice. Hey, I'll do this. And I did it without pay. But the best payment was that I got experience. And when I got experience, I learned how to do it at my shop. Then I can respect the guy who cleans the toilet, and I can respect the apprentice and the guy who cleans the mirrors, and I can respect all because I've done all that stuff. So you can do it where you are. Jess, J30, I want to go to Tampa class. If I make it, I will see you there. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you there. It was nice seeing you over in Cali last week. Just had a meeting with the guys, tuning the most. You said it was covered. It's dope. We're on the same page. Awesome. I met you at the DC Expo. You changed the way I look at my career. Awesome. That's fantastic. King Cooper, thank you so much. Cooper, wasn't that like from Mario Brothers? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Major League Barber, January with Joe Flannel, and January Chi-Town. There it is. $14K for hairstyling, barber license for 10-month program, plus apprenticeship. Do you think it's worth the investment? DM me. Let's talk a little bit about that, DBM. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We got Portugal watching. Jay Majors, what's happening? Thank you, Jay, for tuning in. It's got the largest barbering event in the country. Much love to you, sir. Thank you, guys. Again, remember, serve your needs by serving needs of others. Have an amazing day.